Hi, my name is Cameron, and today I will be demonstrating the Cydairen Red-Test software security tool. This tool works by taking a target program, uploading it to a controlled virtual environment, and running our custom suite of Red-Test attacks. We keep track of the results, and then generate a report outlining which of our attacks were successful and whether or not they are a security risk for the target application. Let's see how it works. For this demonstration, I will be using the executable for the desktop version of the Telegram messaging app as my target program. I'll upload it here on the dashboard, and after a few moments, I will be redirected to a configuration page. Here, I can select that my target application is an executable, as well as enable or disable any other configuration options that I'd like. So I can select it as an executable here. I can set the timeout of the analysis. And here is a list of all of the different Red-Test modules that I can run on the target application. We also have some other options for the configuration that I can toggle here. For example, this is not a Java application, so I'm going to disable the Java attacker. I have some interest in using remote control for this analysis, so I'm going to turn off simulated human interaction, and I have no interest in the memory dump feature for this analysis, so I can turn those off too. Then, when I'm happy with my configuration, I can start the analysis right up here. Now that I've started the analysis, the system will start to boot up a virtual machine, restore a target snapshot, and connect to an agent running in the virtual machine. It will upload the target program into the sandbox environment, and then begin conducting our Red-Test attacks on the target. Let's check back in a few minutes once the virtual machine has started up and our analysis has begun. We're back now, and as you can see, the VM has started up and our analysis is now running. To test some different functionalities of the target application, you may need user interaction. If this is the case, you can use the remote control option to connect directly to the virtual machine. To do so, simply click on the remote control button here. Doing so will open a new tab where you can see the virtual machine through a viewport in your browser. To control the cursor in the virtual machine and capture keyboard input, you can use this button down here. Doing so will allow you to control the cursor inside of the virtual machine. As you can see here in the command terminal, our analysis is underway, trying out each of the Red-Test attacks that we enabled in our configuration. So we can see that currently it's working on the copy recent file attack. And it will go through all of these enabled attacks and test them on our target application. We'll come back to check on it once the analysis has completed. After waiting for the analysis to finish, our report has now been generated, which we can view by clicking here. We can then navigate to the Red-Test Analysis tab to view the results of our Red-Test Quality Assurance module. Here, we can see information about how many attacks we ran, which were successful, and a weighted score on the security of the target application based on which attacks were able to penetrate the target. We can see that all of the attacks have been listed here in this table, which contains the attack name, the category of the attack, whether the attack was successful or not, and a brief description. We can see that for this analysis task, we enabled a total of 38 attacks, and 14 of them were successful. Although some of the attacks were successful, we have determined that for this analysis configuration, none of them exposed a major security vulnerability in the target application, so this file is secure. We can also search on this table. For example, if we were only interested in the close type attacks, then I could search for close, and we can see all of the close types attacks have been filtered in real time. So we can see which ones of those were successful and which ones were not. We can also download the contents of this table either as text, a PDF, a CSV file, or even an Excel file. Below this table, we can also see some graphical representations of our attacks. You can see how many of each type of attack were successful on this spider chart, and you could click one of the categories to view all of the attacks for that category. To use the close category again as an example, I can click on it here, and now I can see all of the close type attacks displayed on this spider graph. To return back to all of the categories, I can click on any of the attack labels. We can also see how many of the attacks attempted were successful on this gauge here. Finally, there is a spot on the report which shows some screenshots of the analysis, just in case you wanted to see what was going on, but you did not use the remote control function. This has been a brief demonstration of the Cydarien Red-Test Quality Assurance tool. Thank you for your time.